Hey guys, Nikki here. I am a smaller YouTuber. I only reached the 100 subscriber milestone about a week ago. And when I was starting my channel, I didn't see a lot of videos that shared what it really looked like behind the scenes to get those 100 subscribers. There's a ton of resources out there on like how to get your 100 subscribers super fast, like overnight or in a week or whatever the crazy time frame they talk about. And while yes, a lot of those tips are helpful, what I really needed was, what does it actually look like behind the scenes? Like when you're frustrated with your progress or when a video picks up out of nowhere, like what does that actually look like for someone? I wanted to be able to like wallow in their frustration with them and celebrate their success. So I'm creating this video for those of you out there who are hopefully looking for that experience so you can see my journey. It took me about 7 months to get to the 100 subscriber mark, which is honestly longer than I thought it would take. And I definitely had my frustration along the way. So I'm gonna share some very honest takes that are mostly unedited of just me talking to you about what I was going through at different points in time. And then I'll also share towards the end some of my thoughts on why I think starting a YouTube channel is valuable and what I've personally learned from it. You do not need to be an overnight success for it to be worth your time to do this, because you will still gain so much from the experience, even if it takes you 7 months to hit 100 subscribers like it did for me. So I hope this is helpful. Please consider liking and subscribing if it is, but let's get started. So I'm at a light and I realized it might be interesting to look back in a few years, or maybe not in a few years, and maybe even just in a few months, and see where I'm thinking, or where my head is at, what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, whatever. So I started YouTube, I think I posted my first video on October 6th while I was traveling up to see my grandmother. And it is now October 25th, I think. And I have a total of 4 subscribers. 4. And 2 of them, maybe 3, are like really good friends of mine. So like 1 person basically is a subscriber, and that's fine. I know it's early, it's frustrating, but whatever. And I was just listening to a girl's video who looks like has been doing this for like 7 months, with like her current niche at least, and she's got 180 subscribers, and I'm like, it's great that she's got 180 subscribers. If I'm being totally honest, I'm like, if I can only get 180 in that period of time, like, am I going to be disappointed with myself? That's not to say she should be disappointed, but am I going to be disappointed in myself? And like, how the heck am I going to get to, you know, closer to like 1,000 subscribers in like a year, which is really what I'd like to do, if I'm at 4 after, you know, a few weeks. Sorry, my camera's like sliding down. But this is like my real life, and this is, I'm just being honest. It's like a little discouraging. And at the same time, I'm like, you know what, no matter what, I am learning a ton. I've learned about my communication skills. I've said or like less in the past couple of weeks than I have probably in my entire life, because I'm tired of editing it out of videos. But you know, it's tough and it's frustrating. And the last video that I posted had literally no views since, or it's had no views since I posted it, which is frustrating because the video before that was like my best one and got like a ton of impressions and, you know, a lot of views for me, which right now is like 40. So again, it's early, and I know I need to get over it, and just kind of stick with it, see, you know, am I enjoying it and am I good at it? And if I'm not, then that's okay. But I don't know. I think it's okay to be frustrated in these moments. And if you're going through it, I just wanted you to know that I am also going through it, or at least I did. You know, future me is looking back and being like, great job, Nikki, you did it. And awesome, but I don't know. So the last 2 days I've shared my YouTube link for the first time on Instagram and Facebook, and just asked people that I know to follow me. And I've gotten so many views and subscribers. I mean, so many, like I'm up to 17 subscribers and I think like 9 watch hours, which is, you know, not life-changing, but it's really nice to like finally see some traction. And I know that it's not gonna maybe continue to shoot up like that because I'm not gonna get new people all the time that like are seeing my posts for my existing social media, but it feels like some progress. So anyways, it is October 28th. So I think 3 days after I shot the last video talking about this. So weird thing happened to me this week. I noticed that I was getting like a massive spike of views on one of my videos. It was my house cleaner video. It was like the 5th one that I filmed. And it looks like all of the traffic was being driven by one other really popular video that was suggesting mine, which is awesome. I was getting like 200 views a day out of it. And it was super exciting. I got like 10 new subscribers. That probably sounds like peanuts to many of you, but for me, I only have, at least before this week, I only had like 35 subscribers. So, you know, it's like a 25%, or it's like no, it's more than that. It's probably like a 33% increase for me. It's huge. I am really excited. It was a good reminder to just like keep going. I haven't been able to do a whole lot the last month and a half between the holidays and between moving. So I am excited to get back to like filming and editing this week. It's made me so happy. And like, I'm just excited to see where this goes. In general, it's taken me longer than I thought to even get this far, but I'll get there eventually. So that video that was getting a ton of traffic the last couple of days, it just hit 1,000 views, which has never happened to me before on this channel. So I'm really excited. That's really it. I just wanted to share. So also last night I was watching a YouTube video from another creator and they mentioned this website called The Social Blade, and it'll run analytics on your YouTube account, or really any YouTube account that you put in. It estimates how much money people make and what their growth is going to look like in the future. Now, he mentioned that the money that they make estimate is really not accurate because of the ranges that they use for, I guess, like CPM and RPM. So ignore that for now. But the growth side, he said, was very accurate in terms of it predicting his future growth. I looked at mine and it was so sad, guys. So it said it was going to take like 6 more months for me to hit 100 subscribers. And that was like a good kick in the butt to be like, I need to do something different, because this estimate is based on if I don't do anything differently than what I'm doing right now. And I think that I have not done nearly enough research on videos that are going to do well, like trending topics, things like that. I've just been kind of going off of whatever is interesting to me at the time. And I think that's been a really good practice for me to create content and like figuring out my editing style and things like that. But it's not going to grow my channel the way that I want it to if I don't become a little bit more cognizant of kind of the trends and things like that. So I'm going to be doing more research on it and see if it helps. But anyways, I mean, this is what the journey to 100 looks like, guys. It's starting small. So quick update on my journey to 1,000 subscribers. Really sorry. It's sad. Sorry, update on my journey to 100 subscribers. So I'm still getting a ton of traffic from that one video, my house cleaner video. And I think it's still coming from like the same video that's suggesting it, which is wild. I haven't gotten a ton of new subscribers since that first big bump. We're up to 55 right now, but I still think that's pretty good, especially because the last couple of weeks, I just really haven't been able to post the same way that I'm hoping to. So I'm trying to get back in the habit of doing that. We're also in the midst of both IVF right now, and we just had a death in the family that I'm really upset about. And so I'm hoping that once we get through some of this mess, it'll be a little bit easier to manage like filming and editing the way that I was before. But I'm still trying to push through and do it because it brings me joy, and also like it's fun to kind of like see how we progress and where my channel goes. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted. All right, so it is April 23rd, 2023. So I've been at this for 6.5 months. So I haven't been as consistent as I wanted to be. Like, let's just be honest. But I am nearing the 100 subscriber mark. I have 91 subscribers as of today. And I was actually just looking back, and it looks like I've gained 20 of those subscribers in the last month, which is particularly impressive for me personally, considering I've had kind of a rough couple of months and I haven't been posting nearly as much as I wanted to. I've been trying to at least get a good backlog of ideas so that when I have the time, I can batch film things, and that's been working a little bit better, but I just don't have a lot that's already made up and queued up to go. So the fact that I'm still getting a lot of subscribers for me, when I haven't been posting as much is really good. A lot of those subscribers honestly have come from the one video that I have that's been blowing up. That is the So You Want to Hire a House Cleaner video. But I have noticed too that the one that I recently posted, which was about deciding what washer and dryer to buy, that one has been, at least so far, steadily climbing in the number of impressions that it's getting. So a lot of mine will kind of do, and hopefully I'm going to do this the right direction with the screen, but they'll kind of do this number where they drop off over time. Whereas that video has been going more like this. And my house cleaner video has been going more like this. So it's interesting. I'm hoping that it will continue to grow, even if it's kind of slow and steady with getting the views, because obviously that's the more people that are going to have eyes on your channel. But yeah, I'm just really hoping I can get to be a little bit more consistent now that we're settled into this new house and life is a little bit calmer behind the scenes. And again, I don't really want to get into all of that, but yeah, I feel like I'm in a good spot, and I'm really proud of myself for being so close to this 100 subscriber mark. So hopefully we will cross it soon. There's a website called The Social Blade that is supposed to predict, like, if you change nothing about your channel, when are you going to hit certain milestones? And I was just looking at it, and it's saying that I should hit the 100 subscriber mark in 16 days on May 10th. So we'll see if that's accurate or not. Hopefully it'll be sooner, but you never know. So even though my subscriber count is only at 91, and that's less than 10% of my way to being monetized, my watch hours is a lot higher. It's at 570 of the 4,000 I need, which is definitely above the 10% mark. So I feel like I'm doing really well there. So I just have to take each win as it comes, stay positive, and just keep investing the time and energy into doing this, because I do feel like I'm gaining some momentum and I want to continue with that moving forward. So the other thing I've noticed is that I think my content itself is getting better. So when I look at my average view duration on videos, the average amount of time that people are watching them has gone up a lot. And so I think that tells me that my intros are getting better, they're more engaging, and then also the content itself is a little bit better planned out, and maybe the video quality is better. Where I think I have a ton of room to improve is in my click-through rates. So the video that's doing really well has a click-through rate of closer to 4.5%, but most of my videos, the click-through rates are, I would say, under 2%, and they're just not going to go anywhere if that's the case. Like, even if you have good impressions, if your click-throughs are really low, people just aren't even going to get to the point where they can see your content. So I've got to figure out improving the thumbnails, improving the SEO to get the impressions up, things like that. So there's a lot of room to improve, but again, I think I'm getting there. That's all I got today. All right, so it is currently May 7th, but I actually hit the 100 subscriber mark back on April 27th. I've been trying to film this video for like 10 days now, but it just, life, guys, like having a toddler, you know, that's mostly it. Having a toddler prevented me from filming this. That and, you know, having a job. Anyway, I'm really, really proud of myself. And I think, especially after having watched the previous videos, you'll kind of see why. I feel like I kind of went on these ups and downs throughout the whole process of trying to get to the 100 subscriber mark. So I'm really excited. I did want to share some things that I learned along the way, and hopefully, you know, you guys find them helpful. So first of all, filming myself and editing videos taught me to say and like a lot less. I'm not going to pretend like I don't say them. Clearly I do. I didn't really edit them out like I normally do in those talking head videos that I just showed. But there's one. But I definitely say it less often than I used to because I'm more conscious of the fact that I've had to edit it out so many times. I think that's affected how I present myself at work and also in my personal life. I'll just take more pauses instead of using filler words, which is pretty cool. I've also learned how valuable it is to have an outline of what you want to say. It helps things feel very conversational and less rehearsed, but you still sound put together. And again, that's something I'm taking into my work life as well. I'm also in this constant process of trying something different. So for example, in all of my videos, I'll try to throw in a new sound effect or a different editing style or tweak the color on a video, or change how I present a thumbnail, and learn from all of those experiences. Some work well, some don't. There's a lot of videos from kind of my first 10 where I did certain types of intros that I saw did not perform very well. And it kind of bums me out because the videos are really great, but people would click away. But had I not, experimented with those styles, I wouldn't have known that. And now a lot of my more recent videos are seeing people stay past that 30-second mark at a much higher rate, which is telling me that I'm doing something right. So I am like tweaking things and learning along the way. And I think that that's kind of valuable in any new thing that you're trying, whether it's YouTube or not. You just have to experiment and see what works, and then course correct and not get your feelings hurt if something doesn't work. I think it's also important to just keep trying when you are starting out with something. With YouTube, for example, you never know when something's gonna blow up. Like, I didn't just post that house cleaner video. It was the 5th one that I filmed. So I wouldn't have expected of any of those videos for that to be the one that got a lot of traffic. But months after I filmed it and published it, it started getting a ton of traffic. You just don't know, when people are gonna find you on YouTube. And I think that's also true in life. You don't know when the one step that you took that is similar to some other steps that you took is going to be the one that brings you a ton of success. So for example, like if you're applying for a bunch of jobs, you don't know when is going to be that one that really sticks, that has a really cool boss that you're going to interview with and it's going to change your career. Like, you don't know when that's going to happen. You just kind of have to take steps to continue to get better, and something is likely going to fall in place as long as you keep moving forward. And then lastly, if you want to be successful in something like YouTube, you have to stick with it and be consistent. So I wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be going into this, and I think that's okay. It's something I've learned from. I don't think that that video would have gained traction, or at least continued to gain traction, had I not continued to upload, right? And I think that that's true for things like exercising, investing, starting a business. You have to stay consistent if you want to keep seeing results, and the steps that you take don't have to be the same every day. Like, I realized when I'm feeling overwhelmed and I don't have time to film videos the way that I want, maybe the step that I take is turning on voice memos while I'm driving by myself to go pick up my daughter and just talking out loud to brainstorm video ideas. Because that way, when I do have time to film, I have 3 video ideas ready to go in a very rough outline, right? And that's helped improve my consistency. But like with exercising, taking a walk, a long walk on your weekend is better than not walking. It helps keep you active, and taking those small steps, again, helps build that momentum to something bigger. So I think there's just a lot that I've learned through this whole YouTube process that is applicable to many things outside of YouTube. And again, by no means is my journey here done. It's just getting started. But I think this is a milestone that should be celebrated and acknowledged. And if you are working towards it, I hope that when you reach this milestone, you also take the time to celebrate and reflect as well. But anyways, I hope this is helpful. Please like and subscribe if it was. Tell me where you're at in your YouTube journey in the comments. I would love to hear about it. And I will see you in the next one.